All right, Philip, I have to invite you on stage. So we're going to get started now, everyone. Hey, welcome. Philip, you take it away for 2 seconds. I have to close my window. Hang on.
All right, 2 second pitch. What's up, guys? How are you doing? All good? I saw already some familiar faces. Jerome, Lutz, Marco. Good, nice. We had 240 interested people in the event. Let's see how many we are right now. We are 60. So yeah, let's see. Maybe if you turn up. Um, Maybe like always, hey Jerome, good to see you again. Awesome. Maybe everybody can just write in the comments on the right side where they're from, because that's always interesting. Like it turned out that last time we had people from the UK, from Ireland, from Paris, and so on. So, all right, Munich, Tyrol, Austria. Wow,
Israel.
Israel. Fuck yeah, awesome, man.
San Francisco.
Oh wow.
Someone's back to vote. That's for sure.
Gilad Israeli from Israel. Perfect. Bodensee. Wait, who's from San Francisco? What time is it there right now? It's incredible.
They're ahead, right? Or no, behind.
I hope you voted already. I hope you voted.
Yeah,
Biden won in California. So, I think it's a vote is over, right? 11 o'clock.
I think so, but I think they said it could be until the end of the week with the Supreme Court thing, and then also I think just the time. It's going to be so close. Like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. All right, cool. We have also Amsterdam. Wow. How have you heard of us? That's incredible.
Just Hack and Talk's so famous. Ridiculous.
No, guys, you make it famous because we're just here to entertain. All right. Jerome is in San Francisco. Oh, man, dude. What a place to do a lockdown, huh?
Oh, crazy. Cool.
I can fool you every time.
Important request from Lisa. If you haven't put your full first name and last name, if you want to pitch later, if you could do that now, that would be awesome, because otherwise Lisa will have to interpret your cryptic names on Remo to make sure that she can find you and invite you on stage. Thanks.
All right, perfect. Shall we get started? 72 people, 72?
That's good. Yeah, we can kick it off.
Let's roll.
Excelente.
Yeah,
I'll just run through a few slides at the beginning, quick introduction, and then we go. Yeah,
perfect.
Great.
Can we introduce ourselves first?
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually. Who are you?
Okay, so Ellen, who are you? Why are you here?
Why I'm here, I couldn't tell you. No, but who am I? I'm Alan Armstrong. I work with Unternehmertum. I work with startups at a very early stage, and I help them with my colleague Lisa and Lena, who are here, to be able to prepare them to get the first funding in Europe, to kickstart their startup, and also to maybe also develop their prototype and get into an accelerator. That's basically what I do. I'm here because I love doing events like this. I'm kind of shadowing Philip after he created this 6 years ago. And I love being around ideas. I love being in the center of it all. So it's a real pleasure to be here and to support you all as best I can. Over to you, Philip. We're not too familiar. We don't know who you are. You're a stranger.
So my name is Philip Schneider. I work for the Unternehmertum as well. Currently at the Unternehmertum Business Creators. So that's a consulting part. But I started 6 years ago in the education part. And there we found that lots of people actually have good ideas and they're looking for people, but they need complementary people from other disciplines, right? So if you have a great software app or something, then you always need at least feedback from other people and maybe also teammates from other disciplines. So that's why we created Hack and Talk, where we actually, talk about the projects, talk about the prototypes, and pitch ideas, and just see where you're at, and you can present yourself. That's the most important part, and ask for feedback, ask for help. So that's very important for you guys. If you pitch, always close with the ask. So what do you actually want? What do you need from all the other people? Because right now we're 80 other people, and I know for sure there are very smart people in there as well. So they always have good ideas, good connections. So whatever you need, just ask them. And that's it. So I've been helping students and corporates from idea to the first prototype to sales. to the first sales. Yeah. So that's me.
Valente.
Nice.
Oh, I should have prepared my 1 minute pitch a bit better, huh? I feel like I underachieved at a 1 minute pitch event. Okay.
All good, man.
That's the way it goes. Cool. I'm gonna rocket through the first few slides. So welcome to Hack and Talk. This is, of course, a monthly event, so make sure to join us on the first Wednesday of every month and be able to network. So just to let you know, we're going to record the events here today. So we're recording, and we'll also record your pitches just to improve your visibility. And we're super fancy now. We've actually created our own YouTube channel, which will be up and running and ready to rock with this first video later tomorrow. So just a quick question regarding Remo. If you can, maybe change your name. You can see the information here about how to do that. You can see the screenshots. Just try to put in your full name. It helps Lisa to find you and invite you on stage if you want to pitch, but it also is super important to make sure other people are able to understand who you are. So if you just have initials, it's a bit difficult to make a connection, particularly online. So if you could change your name, that would be really helpful. And you can also add your LinkedIn profile so people can connect with you. So I'll be sharing my LinkedIn profile after this because it's great to have 85 people here already. And I'm going to make sure we can connect with you all. So if anyone that's not familiar with Remo, this is a bit weird. It looks like a YouTube live stream that we're in right now. It looks like that. But after we finish doing the presentations and after we do the 1 minute pitches, we'll have an opportunity to go on the system that looks like this. So basically you have a table. You have multiple tables. Each table is a separate kind of a video call where you have up to 6 people and you're able to have a conversation just with those people. If you think something cool is going on with Philip and his table, then you can join Philip over on that side as well by just double clicking on any table. We also have in the top left corner here a little help desk where we have some of the staff from Unternehmertum, which is where we all work here at the moment. And this is an opportunity for you to come and ask questions about the programs or anything at all about any help that we can provide. So this is the lineup that we have. We have my very short introduction. We have a cool inspirational talk by Dr. Irene Kilubi. I hope I pronounced your second name correctly, from Brandpreneurs and Brand Influencers. So she has a really interesting talk that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but it's all about personal branding and how you can leverage that for your startup, which I think is super important when you're trying to grow as a startup, get customers, or even find a co-founder. So I'm super excited to personally to also hear about that. After that talk, we'll have a short period of time to ask a few questions, but we're going to save most of the questions for the networking for Irene later. So after her talk, we'll have the 1 minute pitches. We're only going to do 20 because last time we had many people sign up, and we want to make sure there's plenty of time for networking. So we're limiting it to about 20, and we have also a waiting list. So you have 1 minute to pitch. Like Philip said, give a little call to action at the end to make sure people can actually engage with you and act on something that you've actually presented to them. After that, then we go directly to the networking for about an hour, and then we have a little wrap up at the end where we can have a chance to engage with you and say bye-bye until December, which will be the last one for 2020. Okay, so very briefly, we want to show you what is on offer in a kind of a summary form in Unternehmertum. This is the Unternehmertum mountain, kind of the mountain of opportunities. And from the base all the way up to the top, this kind of is a metaphor or a symbol for how Unternehmertum operates, meaning that we provide everything from very early stage support for startups that just have, or entrepreneurs that just have an idea, all the way up to the level of a VC, which you can see at the very top here, the UVC, who invest in companies such as Flixbus, for example, in a venture capital organization, or the venture capital arm of Unternehmertum. So at the very beginning, we have Manage More, which is a program for students from Technical University of Munich. This is a program basically preparing you for a management kind of role or position. And we have a very good relationship with these highly motivated students that often connect with some of the other programs that we have that try to join startups. So if you're looking for a co-founder, Managing More students or Managing More program would be a very good place to start. We also have the Explore program, which is where part of the program that I work on at the moment with Lisa. And this is for early stage startups. You have an idea, maybe you don't have a prototype. You need some help figuring out your market, figuring out what funding is available for you at the very first point. So before you go for venture capital or Series A or even pre-seed, and also trying to identify what is the best incubator or accelerator that might be able to support and grow your startup. After that, then we have Makerspace. This is kind of at the base or near the middle of the Unternehmertum mountain, and they provide everything in terms of prototyping and development of physical products, but also digital prototyping as well. They have courses, they have a physical space in Garching, we have a new space opening in the Munich Urban Collab in the center of the city in Munich, and they also have potentially next year some online courses that you'll be able to join as well. So you can basically develop everything from 3D printing all the way to woodwork and metalwork and everything you might need for your software hardware solution. We also have the Initiative for Industrial Innovators, which is only for people that have participated in an Unternehmertum program, such as Explore or our incubator Expreneurs, for example, or Manage More. And you can apply for two different things here: a prototyping grant, which I think is up to about 10,000 or 15,000 euro. And they also provide pre-seed funding for startups as well, which is a really nice amount of investment at a very early stage, but exclusively for startups and entrepreneurs that have engaged already in a program at Unternehmertum. The Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs, I'm going to have a chance to invite Anna on stage in a few minutes, and she's here today. She's directly involved with the I program, so Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs, EYE, and she'll be able to explain this really great exchange program, whether you're a startup in Europe somewhere that wants to host an entrepreneur, or whether you're an entrepreneur that wants to go somewhere to visit a startup ecosystem and be hosted by a startup in a different city. This is a really great program for you to be able to engage with. Expreneurs then is the logical next step after the Explore program that we run for kind of pre-incubation, so very early stage startups. To get to Expreneurs, usually you have to have a prototype. You know, it's kind of a 3-month intensive program, teaching you everything about sales, teaching you about how to talk to customers, how to grow and actually acquire your first customers and enter the market. So also about venture capital and getting investment for your company to grow. So this is the logical next step after Explore. And then the very, very top of the mountain, I'm skipping over lots of stuff because it's just difficult to go through everything. We have nearly 30 programs in total. UVC is the Unternehmertum Venture Capital, and this is basically the investment arm of Unternehmertum. And like I said before, they invest in companies as big as Flixbus. And when you're really at a kind of a more mature stage of your startup, this is where you could apply to be able to get further investment for your company. So we'll be sharing these slides afterwards. For the other programs, like the TUM Idea Award is something else that's taking place like right now. I believe it happened yesterday or today, I can't remember. But this is other opportunities for investment before you found your company through different grants and stuff through TUM or Unternehmertum. If you have any questions about other programs that we didn't touch on here, you can just come to us. The top left corner, there'll be a little Unternehmertum table, and we can explain all of the options that you have available. So something that's coming up very, very shortly is the Explore program that I mentioned. So if you have an idea for a program, if you don't have a prototype yet, maybe you do have a prototype, but you're looking to bridge that gap between your idea and your prototype and getting your first funding or getting into an accelerator, this is the Explore program. I think at the moment it's about an 18-week program. There's some part-time aspects that take place beforehand with kind of weekly webinars to prepare you for a 3-day boot camp, and then a coaching phase that takes place after that. Lisa's here today. I'm here today. We can all help you with understanding that program. And the deadline for the next batch is January 4th. So you have a bit of time still to apply. Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. Maybe I can just very quickly invite Anna on stage if you want to say one word now, or would you maybe you'd rather say it later at the end of the pitches? I'm not too sure which is the best format. I'm going to keep pushing ahead, and then Anna can come on maybe later. That probably make a lot more sense. I already explained this program. It's the exchange program between established startups that want to host an entrepreneur and entrepreneurs that want to travel around Europe and visit a different ecosystem to learn from another startup and to learn about a different potential market for their idea. So applications are possible all year round. Just make sure to find Anna. She's here today and she'll be able to help you to get all the information you need about that cool program. The TUM Entrepreneurial Masterclass is a new program that just opened up. It's a collaboration between Unternehmertum and Technical University Munich here in Germany. And if you are interested, you can contact Nicholas about this program. It's essentially an opportunity for students that are part of Technical University Munich to do their master thesis in a formal way on a startup that's basically their own idea, or they can actually go to one of the startups in Unternehmertum ecosystem and do their master thesis on a topic related to something that could benefit, whether it's a market analysis or a customer review or prototype development for a particular startup. And this is something very interesting. The deadline for this, if you are a student of Technical University of Munich, would be November 13th. Okay, we have our ultimate demo day is coming up next. I'm presenting it now because before the next Hack and Talk, which will be the first week of December, we won't have an opportunity to tell you about this. This is a demonstration on a really cool, innovative platform of over 100 startups from tech founders, which is a later stage accelerator that we have at Unternehmertum. Unternehmertum Venture Capital that I mentioned already, so startups that are funded by this VC, and also the startups that are from Expreneurs Incubator. And that's a range of startups that are coming from a general tech background, some specifically related to food, mobility, healthcare. So there'll be over 100 startups there. I believe it's free to be able to actually register for this event, and it's all online. So you can check it out, taking place on November 30th. So it's a really good opportunity if you want to engage with that ecosystem. Not just the startups, but also other people like venture capital investors and different people like that. Okay, very briefly, something that I'm organizing myself next week from Friday to Sunday, November 13th to 15th, is Innova City. This is a 2.5-day hackathon. Challenges are posed by the city of Helsinki, so we work directly with the municipality on mobility-related issues. Of course, mobility and health, they're kind of overlapping at the moment, given the situation with COVID. And there's been 2 challenges presented here. This is a free hackathon that you can register for online. It takes place fully online and through Zoom. And they have 2 interesting challenges that they addressed. One is mobility solutions for 4 seasons weather. And the second one is a very, very interesting one. It's about kind of the finance and the business models around public transport, which are probably going to have to change given the longevity of COVID. It's not possible to be able to continue to operate at a loss for the foreseeable future. So the business model needs to change, or they need to think of new innovative solutions to be able to use the existing services that are provided by public transport. This is one option if you're interested in that. We have some cool prizes as well. We have Node by Slush membership. We have access to the Smart City Congress 2020. And we also have a few other little prizes that I can tell you. The winners will go to a global workshop, which will also get access to the EIT Urban Mobility annual summit, and you get a chance to present your idea on stage at that international event. The second event, it's the same hackathon, but it's focused on Tel Aviv. So we've worked with the city of Tel Aviv to be able to present one challenge. It takes place on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, the 24th and the 25th of November. And this is focused on really improving the accessibility to services and mobility for low-income households in the Tel Aviv-Yafo area. So one of my colleagues in Tel Aviv is actually on and developing the housing policy plan for Tel Aviv, and you have a chance to be able to win for the top 3 teams €750 for your idea as part of this hackathon, and you have a chance to maybe include your idea as part of this policy plan for Tel Aviv-Yafo, so to really deliver impact in terms of your solution entering the market there. Okay, if you're interested, you can also sign up to our newsletter. All the information about the Ultimate Demo Day and the different programs and events that we run. It's the best way to stay informed, so we'll share that. It's also available in Remo. You'll see a little link that says you can sign up to the newsletter, so please make sure to sign up to that. You can always stay in touch, even if you miss one of the Hack and Talks during the months. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have U-Talk, which takes place every 1 or 2 weeks, and we have a new interesting speaker discussing on different topics related to startups, entrepreneurs, and innovation. So make sure to subscribe to that. Very, very quickly, before I invite Irene on stage to give her talk, just double check the list on Google, please, and confirm your spot. So I think there's 1 or 2 spaces potentially still available. So please make sure to check it out. Afterwards, then, if you have any questions or whatever, just please post in the chat at the moment, and we'll be able to answer your questions. Lisa is quite active there. So now I'm going to basically hand over to Irene. I'm just going to say a few little quick words about her. So Irene works with developing brands, or developing or establishing your own personal brand with the aim of, being able to grow your own business or help you to acquire customers. So she's worked with not just startups, but also, solo entrepreneurs or people that are self-employed that want to grow their own business. And she works as a mentor with many different accelerators, some here in Germany, some across Europe. So she really has a lot of experience with teaching people how to grow the personal brand. I think it's something that, at least from my side, I've made a very conscious effort to grow my personal brand since February of this year. It has really big impacts for my personal and my professional life. A lot of new opportunities have opened by trying to grow it. So I'm also super interested to see, have I done it correctly or not, and what I can learn personally from Irene. But also it's super important for you, whether it's getting a customer, whether it's just being visible so that you can get into that accelerator or get that funding, or whether it's finding a co-founder. You can never expect other people to know about your cool idea unless you tell them about it. And I think personal brand is a very important part of all of that. So yeah, I'm super excited to invite Irene on stage. Philip, you want to say one or two words before we go?
I just want to give a big shout out to Lisa, because she's all busy in the background organizing all the pitches and so on. So thank you so much for Lisa for being here and doing all the work in the background. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think she said there are 3 places. One more entered recently, Abir. So yeah, big hands up for Lisa. Thank you so much. And yeah, there's one more spot left. So I chatted to Kili earlier. So maybe you want to take that spot. And Ellen, I just Googled you and I haven't found you.
You Googled me?
Yeah, I just Googled you. So maybe we have to work on our personal brand. I will Google myself now as well and see what's popping up.
Very good before and after, you see? So before,
yeah, exactly.
And after it, So it'll be a significant improvement for next time.
Irene, have you Googled yourself? Like, is that a good idea for people to, is that something to strive for?
You should definitely do it from time to time. So you have the opportunity to see what people see actually, and maybe to ask some people to delete some stuff that are not correct.
Yeah. Do you have a Wikipedia page, Irene?
No.
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 Not
do you?
Yet. Okay. No, but I'm just thinking about it. So, but I'm curious about your talk as well. And I think that actually helps everybody, not just on a professional level, but also personal level. So very curious about that. I saw a YouTube talk from you about personal branding, or was it on LinkedIn maybe? But yeah, so I'm curious about your talk right now and can't wait.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I have to say that you're both putting me on a major challenge here. I have to talk about one of my most passionate topics, personal branding, in 10 minutes. Okay? I could talk about this topic for hours, but let me quickly share my screen with you.
Great. We'll jump off stage and we'll leave you to it. Thanks very much.
Yeah, perfect. Alan, are we recording right now already?
Yeah, everything is recording since the beginning. Yeah, all good.
All right. Great stuff.
Best of luck. Thanks very much.
Best of luck, Irene.
My screen, everyone? Great. So the topic of my speech is leverage your personal brand. In fact, as I already mentioned, it's very tough to be talking about personal branding in 10 minutes. So I have decided to choose one area, which is how to push your reach on social media and how to gain greater visibility. So I have brought you 8 tips and hope that they help you to practically implement them. Before I jump into the 8 tips, I would like to do a short introduction. So there are several people who say like, okay, I'm a person, do I need a brand? And let me tell you something, yes, you do. The question is rather whether you want to manage it or not, right? So be assured that if you're not managing your personal brand, others are doing it for you somehow. Here are 2 quotes that I really, really like because they're very impressive. The first one is by George Bernard Shaw, an author, who says, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. So it's up to you whether you want to create yourself and how you want to do it. The next quote I really like is, you are your own unfair advantage, right? So you probably know her, Celine Dion, she's a singer. She said like, I'm not competing with anyone out there. I'm always competing with myself and my last performance. So that's also the recommendation I give to you. out there that don't look at others, because you're so individual, you have such unique skills. So be prepared to, yes, to establish your own personal brand that is unique and memorable. You probably know all of those three entrepreneurs: Mark Zuckerberg, Arianna Huffington, Elon Musk. So what do all these entrepreneurs have in common? Just think about it in a couple of seconds. Well, they're a pro in their industry and an expert in their field. And they have, of course, a strong and consistent brand. But that's not all that makes them. In fact, you can be a personal brand, you can have a strong message and so on. However, one thing is even more important. What they have managed to do is to build a strong community of supporters and followers, which means, like, in fact, if you want to establish a personal brand, it's also about convincing other people about the value add that you're bringing out there, right? People need to love the services and products that you're offering. And of course, if you're known and visible, people will always approach you rather you follow them or chasing after them. Be it a co-founder, be it a customer, or be it corporation partners, they'll be striving to work with you. And don't forget that personal branding is a marathon and not a sprint, right? It's not a static thing. It's something you always have to consistently work on. Let's take, I don't know, Flixbus, because we've been talking about them. They started with a great founder story, and they have managed to be a KMU, an SME nowadays, because they've grown. And then they started expanding into the US, and also there they kept building their brand, kept bringing their message across. So keep in mind that it's something, once you start with it, it will always follow you across your career, across your life. And of course, there are no shortcuts when you're building your personal brand. So it takes a bit of time, and only if you're really willing to work on it and you really want to be known for something and stand for something, you have to work on it consistently. So let's start with the 8 tips. In fact, you have to ask yourself before that, what do you want to be known for, right? It's not about building a personal brand just for the sake of building a personal brand. You have to clearly define what do people have to think of if they hear or see my name, right? And I say that, as simple as it may seem, it's a journey. There are 3 areas you have to cover, of course. The first one, you need to be clear about yourself. What are my strengths? What are our weaknesses? What do I have to offer? Where do I position myself in a certain niche? Do I fill a gap that my competitors are not filling right now? Then, do I have a network of supporters, of people who believe in me, my products, whatsoever, in my company, and in everything I'm doing here? And what am I really passionate about? And I really recommend you can only excel in what you're doing and create a great personal brand if 2 aspects come together. The first is doing something you're very skilled at, and the next thing is really to be passionate about it. It's not enough just to be passionate about something if you are not seeing any results or any success in this area. The second part is know exactly your target group, right? Because there you can really specifically address them. Also in terms of how you bring your message across, for example, on social media, and how you create content for them, which leads to the third part, which is create relevant content. Many people ask me out there, well, if I want to build my personal brand, can I do it without creating content? Well, I have to say, no, not at all, because that's your means of communication. That's the way you tell people about the greatness of your competencies and skills. So creating content, it can be a podcast, it can be a blog, it can be articles, is the way you can communicate with your audience out there for them to get to know you, right? So now, finally, the 8 tips. Let's start with the first tip. The first recommendation is here to be consistent and post at least 2 to 3 times per week at the same time. And here again, I have to say I post like 4 to 5 times a week, but 2 to 3 times is pretty fair. And it's not enough to just be posting like every other 2 weeks, once in a month, because then you can't build your reach and visibility, in particular through the algorithms that work behind your postings on social media platforms like LinkedIn or Facebook. And I have to emphasize on the last part of the sentence, which is at the same time, which leads to my second tip. Well, there are many different social media platforms that you can use, and there are recommended times that best work to get attention while you're posting and that people even see it. If I take LinkedIn, for example, which is pretty much on the right-hand side, you see that 8 to 10 o'clock or a.m. is one of the best times, and then 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., right? Because this is a business professional network, and most of the people are active on that time. Why is it so important to emphasize on this? Because then also the algorithm works in favor for your posting. And when the algorithm notices that you frequently post it, always at the same time, you prove them that you're very consistent, and they will always recognize you, and they will honor you for being consistent. Tip number 3, I recommend you also to create PowerPoints and PDFs. Why? Because there's also something, it's like a criteria that also favors your post, which is the so-called dwell time. The longer people stay on your post, the more reach you will also gain. Why is it this way? Because PowerPoints, people keep scrolling and looking through the pages. And there's also a platform called SlideShare, which is basically part of LinkedIn. And many people don't know about it, but they have 70 million unique views per month, and that's not a joke. So if you're posting your slide shares from a keynote speech, for example, over there, you can also gain greater reach. Tip number 4. I recommend you, like, from time to time, even though you want to talk about your business, you want to talk about your startup, for example, to also write posts that are a bit personal, where people can feel related to, and always ask yourself, would your mom comment on this, right? So if you manage to, to write some postings that everyone can talk about, engage about on, you pretty much stand this chance to reach a greater engagement, interaction on your postings, which will also in turn make yourself more visible as a personal brand. So that leads to my 5th tip, which is engagement. Engagement. One or another out there knows some of my postings. I always reply. When someone is commenting on my post, I always respond as fast as I can. Why? Because when you get lots of comments on your postings, it also drives your visibility, and you appear much higher in the newsfeed of LinkedIn. Why? Because the algorithm notices, okay, people are not just liking your post, but they're actually commenting. So it seems very relevant for them, and they're very happy to engage and talk about it. And one other recommendation is also, like, when you want to trigger engagement, interaction, you should appeal to the basic emotions, right? According to Ekman, we have 7 of them: joy, anger, disgust, fear, contempt, sadness, and surprise. And please don't ask me why 2 of the 7 basic emotions are negative. It's a psychological thing, but it's another topic. So let's have a look at tip number 6, hashtags. Oh my gosh. I'm always surprised when I see posts where there are like 10, 20 hashtags, because some people think like, okay, the more hashtags I throw out there, the more people will see it. No, that's in fact not the case. The algorithm loves hashtags, but there shouldn't be too many, because you're making the algorithm very, very confused, because you say like, okay, now I see 20 hashtags. To whom shall I display it to, right? So 3 to 5 are recommended. Otherwise, you'll be punished. The more hashtags you use, you'll be punished because you're confusing the algorithm. And he will not be happy about it if he's a man. So that leads us to tip number 7. As you might probably have noticed, the videos are getting more and more popular, right? And many ask me also, like, how long should my videos be? As you have noticed as well, people don't have so much time. Their attention span is very, very short. So short impulses of 30 to 60 seconds work best, right? And when you have a larger community and you know that there's certain people following you because they love your content, you could even throw out 2 to 3 minutes out there for large communities, right? I'm talking here about the social media platforms like Facebook, like LinkedIn, and so on. And of course, you can still upload it on YouTube, the longer version, but for the posting, I would really recommend to put it short and then link it to, I don't know, Vimeo or to YouTube, wherever you place your full content video out there. Right. So my last tip here, what kind of content works best on professional networks like LinkedIn, for example, are how-to articles and industry trends. Why? Because still we are operating here on a business professional network, and people go there to get informed about their industry. They want to know what are the best practices, what are the new trends related in a certain industry or field, which can be also very, very interesting for you as a startup. If you're, for example, operating in the mobility and sustainability area, or the health tech area, or the education field, right? So throw from time to time content related to your industry over there. And what do I mean talking about how-to articles? You've probably noticed it. Those are articles like 5 ways on how to overcome conflicts at work, for example, or 8 factors that help you strive in your career. Everything that helps people out there overcome a certain challenge and to turn out the hero in their workspace works pretty well. So try it out and tell me the results. Lastly, I want to give you the 3 R's of personal branding on your way. Those are receive, retain, and retreat. A strong personal brand always strives for the 3 R's. The first one is ask yourself, do people understand who I am and where I add value? And that's something you should always be consistently working out throughout your career. The next one is to retain. You need to give something to people. For example, you can work on your brand message, or like, I don't know, on your pitch, that people get your name ingrained out there. For example, you are an expert at fitness. You're a personal trainer, I don't know, or you have a startup in the health tech area. So find a way that people can store your name when they're talking about healthcare topics, for example. And lastly, repeat. That's the most important thing, because it can happen that people know what you're standing for. People can also recall your name somehow, but are they also able to put it in words, what you stand for? For example, they meet someone and they think of you, but still they cannot put it in words somehow. It's also forbade. So they should be able to recall what you're actually doing. And then here again, I have 2 quotes. In fact, it's about the customers to follow you if you have a strong personal brand, and not the other way around. And then Jerry Garcia one of the founders from Ben & Jerry, said, you do not merely want to be the best of the best, you want to be considered the only one who does what you do. So think of ways to be unique and memorable. And if you still don't have enough on the topic of personal branding, you can do a little exercise at home, like think of what are you currently known for what reasons people come to you and seek advice, and then think of what do you actually want to be known for. Is there a match or is there a mismatch? If there's a mismatch, you should be working on it, but no matter how, you still need to have a strong personal brand, because it's for vain if you're skilled at something, you have the competencies, but no one knows it, right? How can you say I'm great at something, I'm the expert, I have the next best startup if no one knows it? So get out there and build your personal brand. Well, if you want to connect with me, I can provide you with 13 secrets of successful personal brand. It's a little ebook I have created. If you're interested in it, just contact me. And you can reach me on different social media platforms, but on LinkedIn, I'm most frequently available, where you can connect with me. Thank you for your time and attention.
Awesome. Good stuff. Irene, we have a few questions. Alan, do you think we have some time for that? What about the audience?
I think we have 5 minutes for questions. Yeah, I think there was a lot of interesting discussions from your presentation, Irene. So that would be awesome to maybe take one or two. Yeah.
I actually could ask you like for an hour.
Yeah, me too.
What did you say?
I could ask you. We could talk for an hour, like you said earlier. Like, yeah.
So many questions.
Yes.
But I collected some questions from the audience, and maybe I can just shout out some questions. So Caroline said, "How do you manage to stand out from the masses of content social media that is confronting us? Is it maybe better to stand out? Is it maybe better to stay in people's minds subconsciously?"
What does she mean?
So how do you stand out, or is it good to stand out, or is it rather that you're always in the back of the minds of people? That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay. For me, it's pretty much the same way, right? But still, in both cases, you need somehow to build your personal brand, right? I say, like, you don't need to shout out loud there.
Mm-hmm.
There are many different approaches how you can make yourself visible, right? You always have to find a way what's the best for you, right? But still, the first thing is always to be clear, like, do I fulfill a certain gap? Is there something I do differently? You don't need to do it necessarily something completely different. I always say you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? But choose the certain features that make you better than your, so to say, competitors, and bring that across the content. You can choose, either it can be articles, it can be posts, it can be videos, and so on. What you most feel comfortable with, but also what your audience feels most comfortable with. Both have to be aligned, because I can tell there's some people out there, they create great content and then they start doing videos and say, oh my gosh, please leave it. You know, you're so good in your articles, right? And then on the other hand side, if you're creating videos and your audience doesn't like to watch videos, it's also for vain. So both things have to match.
Good point. Thank you very much. Second point is, how do you manage to stand out from the masses of social media?
Mm-hmm. The first thing is, of course, that you have to gain certain visibility, because there are people who are very, very good and excel, but they don't have the reach out there. So get people to engage with your content. There's so many different ways to do so, like ask them questions, like trigger their emotions, talk about the latest current topics. What you can also do is you don't necessarily always need to throw out your own content out there. Also comment on other people's postings that are relevant.
Yeah, that's a good one.
People, exactly, because it's at the end of the day social media. That's also another would be the 9th tip on how to gain greater visibility, is also not just to throw out your content out there, but also to engage with other people's content, because then you will also be honored and people will see you. Like, look for people in your industry with great followership and start engaging with their posting, because then 5 other people will also see you, and if you comment it well and they perceive you as an expert, they will come to you as well. Very
good point. Another interesting question is what to build first, personal brand or startup brand?
That's so cool. That's one of the most frequent questions I get. First of all, I would always recommend to first build a personal brand, because in the first place, people buy from people. You know, they can't relate to a static product or service or so on. But if they really think that you have a great personality, they love the story of your company behind it, right? They will much more likely relate to you. And in fact, it will be in the way that if you have a strong personal brand, you will stand out anyway, even though your product is not so outstanding, because people love what you're doing, people love the message, and you brought value to them. So I would always recommend to start with a personal brand. Yeah. People buy from people, never forget it.
Yeah, actually you see that so many times with Steve Jobs, but also Bill Gates, but also Richard Branson, and also the girl from what's her name? That doesn't matter. Great. I have another question. Do you have a question as well, Alan?
Many questions, I guess.
Yeah, just two ones.
I made an effort to grow my network, the physical size of it, from 500 to now 2,500. How did you do that? Other than posting regularly and engaging with other people's content, did you also have a strategy for growing your network, as in physically adding a certain number of people per day, like people that are of course relevant to the people that you want to attract?
If you follow certain guidelines, it will happen automatically, right? If you're visible and people like you are inviting me, for example, here to talk, and there are, as I can see, 100 people right now live. In most cases, at least 20% will connect with me afterwards if they like what they saw and heard. But in fact, I can give you an example. I've been invited by someone who had 500,000 followers on her podcast, and after 2 days, I had 3,000 more followers.
Wow.
And then yes, because you know they have already a large community, right? And that's something also I really noticed, which is very fruitful and effective, like to dock onto already existing communities. Because you, for example, Ellen or Philip, you have your Hack and Talk community. They trust you, they like your content, they follow you. And just imagine you had 1 million followers and I was here and they said they already trust you, and you say like, Irene is great, I really recommend her, follow her, right? And then hopefully 5 or 10% at least would do so, right? And that's also one thing. And then publishing also articles, right? So that's also another target group. Some people even wrote me like, oh, you have inspired me to sign up for LinkedIn because I read an article on this magazine and you talked about social media and how relevant LinkedIn is. And then they sign up on LinkedIn and say like, oh, I want to connect with you because you, stuff like that. Or if you're holding a keynote speech whatsoever, giving free webinars, people get to know you. You know, so that's the way that your followership will also grow.
Yeah.
Actually, can you share a story with us why you should build the personal network? So how has it helped you? Has there been like a moment where, I don't know, you got offered a job or a speaking opportunity, or like what was, can you share a story?
Yes, definitely. In this case, it's I can give you lots of examples because I don't have the issue of chasing after my customers. You know, I never did cold calling. It's also not my type of thing, right? Like contacting someone, cold calling and saying like, I offer you consultancy or a workshop. And that's a very, very cool thing. And I don't know if I can already tell it, but there's a large conference, for example, like pretty known in the German-speaking area. They just 2 weeks ago, they said like they've been following me for a year now and seeing some webinars and workshops and so on. And they want to have me as a host, as a moderator, the future moderator for a couple of years. And I said like, yes, like many years assignment. And it's a very large conference. And, you know, without me even doing anything or, you know, like contacting them, I want to be your next host or something, like, or applying to them, right?
Happened to me as well, but it's more about like you have to give first and then you receive, right? So you always have to give and give and give, and sooner or later you will get receive.
Yes, definitely. And also like a major corporate, they asked me because they read some articles on corporate influencer, because I also set a corporate influencer program together with a further education company, and they want to do the same with me. Or even though LinkedIn contacted me, one of them listened to one of my webinars and said like, we want to have you for LinkedIn Learning Solutions. On, you know, can you come? They are located in Graz, and we are at the moment conceptualizing everything, and then next year in spring we'll be recording it, and I'll be part of the LinkedIn Learning Solution.
Wow, that's great. That's really cool. Actually, I watched that as well. I have one question. What about what do you think about LinkedIn Stories, and what do you think about TikTok?
Wow. First of all, I want to start with TikTok. I think that TikTok has major potential. And if you look back 1 year or even 1.5 years ago, I always said that LinkedIn and TikTok gonna merge one day because there's a perfect match. And I think TikTok right now, and even for the next 2-3 years, if you start off right now, you can have major success on there. Because let's take a look at Instagram, for example. If you want to build your personal brand, it's pretty tough to get across that right now. And for LinkedIn, last year was a major year. This year still good. I think probably until mid of 2020. And then after that, people who don't have a great followership, who didn't build a community on LinkedIn, will have it pretty tough. So I came there to the right moment. And if you want to start with TikTok, and to be honest, I always wanted to start with TikTok, but I didn't have time. I'm so busy with LinkedIn, but I would definitely do it. And don't underestimate it. They are not only teenagers. Average age now is 25 years old, and nearly everybody's out there now. The big corporates, even how to say, politicians are there. Also celebrities are there, right? And you still have the great opportunity to build a really large followership with millions of people. And I think maybe for half a year, you have the chance, and then it will get tougher as well, because more and more people are entering TikTok right now.
Yeah, I can tell you from my side with TikTok, I tried it. I didn't do it very consistently, but I made like 10 posts or 20 posts, and I have 250 followers, and I know was consistent with a daily post there, talking about entrepreneurship stuff, you would easily have well over a couple of thousand followers. And it really does translate, meaning that I found a really great entrepreneur from Netherlands through TikTok, just like chatting, and turns out he has a really cool startup idea about allergies, and he's going to launch on the market in the next, I think, 2 months. And yeah, these connections can actually be real, you know, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you on TikTok, Irene?
Excuse me?
Are you on TikTok?
Not yet, but I should definitely do it. I promised myself latest in spring next year, I'll be on TikTok.
Okay, cool.
And they have also introduced something very interesting, because I thought like, okay, what kind of content shall I be creating? Because I'm not the funniest person in the world. So they introduced this TikTok Learning.
Yeah.
That's a program.
Yep.
And I feel like I could fit in there pretty well. So I don't need to be funny at all or try to be funny.
Definitely, yeah. Alan, actually, Irene, I shared your LinkedIn in the chat already. I'll do it again, and I will actually encourage everybody to build your personal brand right now, just by copy pasting the LinkedIn of yourself, the LinkedIn link, so we can stay connected afterwards. And it's amazing. Last question: how can we see you again? Like, what's the follow-up? How can we stay in touch? Do you have a conference coming up? I heard, right?
Right, but LMU, right?
Yes, I do a lot of things actually. I have this online debate format on LinkedIn, which is called Topic Leaders, #Topic Leaders, where we invite very exciting people talking about a major topic which is relevant for society and so on. I had the Munich Community After Work, which took place the last 2 times in person. We were fully booked, but now we will turn it into an online format for the next couple of weeks. I have 2 vlogs, in fact. They're mainly now focused on LinkedIn, but I will also put that one out on Spotify and so on, which is Gen Z meets Gen YX and how to community. Nice. And I invite people that already have large communities, ask them how they did it, because I'm learning as well all the time, right? I can grow bigger and bigger. And also how they monetize their community. And of course, when we are talking about community building, it's also about personal branding, because there are people out there and how they manage them. So that's what I'm doing, in fact.
Nice. Can you maybe share some links in the chat? Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you, and I think the people loved it as well. So we'll definitely follow up and stay in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Irene. Really great. Super.
Welcome.
Are you going to stay for the pitches a little bit, or?
Yes, I will stay a little bit. Yes, definitely.
All right. Cool. Great stuff. Then I think we're ready to go for the pitches, right?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
Okay, super. And if you could just turn off your camera and mute yourself, that would be awesome. I think you'll automatically jump off stage. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Big applause.
Big applause, yeah. And just to bring it back to for everyone about what you can do and why this is valuable for finding a co-founder, for example. I mean, I think the number one thing is to get experience here. And if you're on the platform but you're not active, you're just not going to be as visible. And worrying about what to post and when to post, I think is less of an issue rather than making sure you post, and you gain that experience. At least this is what I've tried to do since February, and it's still a massive learning curve, but you just have to do it. You just have to be consistent with posting something, and you learn by doing. It's just like, studying to set up a company and then, never actually founding a company, or reading a book about doing a push-up, but never actually having to do a push-up physically. So, that's my favorite one from Gary Vaynerchuk about push-ups. Okay.
I forgot to ask. I was wondering, like, who are the most inspiring personal brands for Irene?
Maybe
who's she looking up to, right? Like, who's she following?
That's
always really interesting.
Yes.
Oh, she's coming back. I like it.
Shall I answer? Do you want
please. Yeah.
For example, Arianna Huffington. I feel she's she's some kind of role model, because she managed to create a movement, and I feel like the first step is always a personal brand, then you have a community, then you have a network. But if you manage to create a movement, it's something so outstanding. This Thrive Global, it's not just a digital platform or something, it's a movement, right?
Yeah.
And
it's very powerful.
It's very powerful.
So where do you follow her, on LinkedIn or Twitter, or?
Yes, both on Twitter and on LinkedIn. I follow her. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that right now as well. Thank you very much.
Cheers for sharing. Nice. Cool. I guess we jump into the first person, right? Or?
Hell yeah.
All right, Sebastian.
I just added like 20 new people, new friends.
Turn on your camera, you're already on stage, and you need to turn on your camera and your mic, and then you're off to pitch.
Yeah.
Let me know if it's working or not, or if you lost it.
Someone popped up and then they disappeared again. So maybe Sebastian, just turn on your camera and you should be able to come on stage. Lisa's shy.
Hi guys.
Hey, thanks, Lisa.
Hey. All right, we're going to time it. After 1 minute, we're going to come back on stage, and looking forward to your pitch. You ready?
Thanks a lot.
All right. You have some slides, or you're going to just go?
No, I'm just talking to you guys.
Perfect. All right, 1 minute.
Thanks a lot. Hey guys. First of all, I'm looking for a co-founder, tech co-founder. But if you are from another profession or have another background, but still like the idea, just let me know. So what's it all about? Wouldn't it be great to change people's behavior to a more sustainable way of life? In my opinion, a lot of people want to change, but very few manage to do so. So for me, there are two solutions. First, the sustainable lifestyle should be rewarded more, even monetarily. Second, I'm sure people need that guidance for that process of change. So if you like that idea, that topic, if you want to build that mobile app, sustainable and social startup with me, please contact me. My name is Sebastian, as you see, and the idea is called Eco Routine. Thanks.
Nice.
All right, super. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so no questions, Philip, right? We'll just push through and then we can do the networking after. Is that okay, or what do you think?
Sure.
All right, cool.
We'll see you in the networking later, okay?
Thanks,
Sebastian.
Okay, Klaus in the house. Hi, Klaus.
Hi, can you? I tend to have trouble with the audio. I hope you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I can't hear you, but I will just talk.
Okay.
So my idea is, all right. My idea is called That's Us, and That's Us helps you to provide and your presence and your service in a mobile world. So your customers or somebody is in the city or somewhere, and they want to provide. You want to sell. You want to give them your presence and your service, and you don't know how to do that. You have QR codes. You have their location. They may search. They may have an app. They may look at your website. However, it is very difficult to set these things up today. So you can go and go to the big techs, Facebook, and what have you, and get your bring in your service there. You can get a software as a service business, booking, Lieferando, and what have you, or you can build your own webpage, of course. But that does not really work very well, and that has a couple of reasons. One is it's not, if you go to the big techs, you're owned by others. You're owned by Google, you're owned by Facebook. If you go to the software as a service businesses, you pay a huge margin on your bottom line, and you have a fragmented presence because you have to be present on all of these platforms. If you build your own, it's usually slow, it is cluttered, it is outdated because you're not able to manage it. So what I want to offer is, I want to offer an essential web and app managed by you, by yourself, which is easy to set up, as low cost and as easy to set up as Facebook. It's super fast and super clean. There's no content horror, and it's very friendly to other integrations. So I hope this convinces you that you can do that. However, I can't hear Philip, and I don't know why. So.
Thank you so much, Klaus. Awesome. Good stuff. Nice.
Sign language.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, ready.
Perfect. All right. Stage is all yours.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm the founder of Kursi. What's Kursi? Kursi is the first streaming platform for free time courses. We like to call it Netflix for leisure courses. So a place where everybody, the whole family can come and join different kinds of courses, for example, whiskey course, yoga course, baking course, foot massage course. So lots of things for everybody. Also for children, what's unlike like other platforms like Udemy or Masterclass. And on the other side, unlike YouTube, our content is pre-selected, made only by experts, without commercial and nice structured. So what I'm doing here, I'm looking for co-founders, tech enthusiasts that help us to develop another cool tech features. We are already live. We have first MVP rolling, like a test version. So looking for other enthusiasts to join.
Amazing. Can you share a link? So you said you're already live. So that's always great to share some links in the comments for some follow-up. Amazing. Good work. How many do you have? If so, how many?
Sorry?
Do you have co-founders already?
Yeah, but we are now 2, so we are looking.
What exactly should the co-founder be able to do or should be doing?
The mostly tech enthusiasts, because we have some cool features in mind, like tech features that are also not available on Netflix, for example. So UX design like Netflix, but cooler.
Share some links with us, please. Sounds amazing. Thank you, Tanya.
Thanks, Tanya.
Great stuff.
Cheers.
Thanks for pitching.
Great. So up
All
next,
right.
it's Meow. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Great. Okay.
Right.
Very
So you
best
can
of
tell
luck.
me. Cool. So we are already 2 people. It's Julia and me, Niao. And what we are doing, we are offering home office setups as a subscription. And we have quite a big vision also in the tech point. From the tech point of view, we would like to provide our algorithm and AI to support people find their perfect product. So what we are searching, we need someone who could like strategically concept the product from technology point of view and construct the front end and back end, and also build up our inventory management system. And we offer 1/3 of the company equity. And we are just accepted in the LMO acceleration team, and we would like to roll out the business next year. And in 5 years, we would like to achieve 30 million revenues.
So if you would like to build the next generation home office assistant with us, apply.
Yeah, join us.
All right. Super. Thanks very much. And congratulations on getting into the LMU Accelerator. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So I want to get a home office subscription. What do I get and how much do I pay?
Currently, you pay about like 2.7% of the retail price, and the package you could define yourself. And we will provide you a recommendation based on your profile, your working habits, and so on.
And the space you have. So you will get an ergonomic chair and a height
Stylish.
adjustable table. So you don't have that back pain problems all of the time.
And no like black chairs from your office.
I like that. I like that. So wait, do I actually rent that from you or do you just give me a recommendation?
You receive the goods from us. And it's a subscription.
Ah.
And we make sure that the furniture would stay in circle. So it's a sustainable concept.
Where do I sign up? Send us a link in the comments. All right.
Yes, we will post our LinkedIn profile and also our link to our newsletter. We'll keep you updated.
Do you have a landing page where we can buy it?
We have no, it's not live yet because we are waiting for our CTO, the full-time CTO. Yeah, it's a dummy yet.
Next Hack and Talk in December has to be live. Okay, you have 1 month.
I know.
Good stuff, Alan. I love it. Really good.
High five.
No pressure. Thank you so much. Share some links.
Yes, we will.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel.
Hello again. Hi.
Hello again. Ready to rock?
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, of course. No problem. We're going to pop up and
screen.
have more space. All right. Best of luck.
Sure. Thank you. All right, let's go. All right. Yeah, I'm Daniel. I'm the co-founder of Sphere. And I want to kick it off with a quick question. Who do you contact when you need advice? well, let's face it, how often do we look for a friend or a friend of a friend who can give us valuable insights? Well, to be honest, quite often, because we need insights from experienced people, but the problem is that our networks are quite limited. So on average, we have 500 people in our network, but our vision is to have access to 1 million people in our network. So here comes in our solution. We're building a platform where you can easily find and access experienced people who have just the insights you need. So for example, if you want to found a company, if you want to climb Mount Everest, or if you need to raise a child with a disability. So you go on our platform, you can discover those experienced people who want to share their insights with you. If you find someone interesting, you can book a one-on-one conversation with them and pay them a coffee. And then you can ask all your questions and get just the right insights that you want. Right now, we're Steffi and I. We also have found a CTO last time when we pitched. So we just onboarded him. And we are really excited to hear about you. When was the last time you were looking for an experience or an insight? Just, yeah, let us, leave us a message in the chat or meet us later on remote. Thanks.
Great stuff. I think I remember you, Steffi and Daniel, you were here last month as well, right?
Yeah, we were.
Right.
Steffi is standing so still, right? She wasn't moving at all. No, I'm joking.
So have you pivoted a little bit, or is it completely the same as before?
Well, we kind of pivoted. I think the vision is still the same. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to get into the market.
Yeah.
So where we can create the first use cases and really connect valuable, or kind of make valuable connections from day one. So we really kind of figure out where we have one-on-one connections that can help each other.
So what is your niche, the very first use case you're going for?
So the very first use case we're looking at right now is how we can connect you if you want to apply for a program, or if you want to apply for a job, connect you with a person who has run the program or been part of the company you're applying for. So you get insights for the application process, for example. So you kind of also can increase your chances how to get in.
Okay. Interesting. Because last month I think you pitched having a mentor for different things, right? If you have career questions and so on and so forth, right?
Well, a little bit. I'm not sure if I remember better. You do? Maybe you're right.
I use so many pitches. I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, very cool. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
So,
can you share the link again in the chat, please?
Sure. Yeah, I think Steffi just shared the link. So we have a waitlist right now. If you want to be part of, or if you want to be one of the first users, just go on the waitlist. Nice. Also, we're right now working with first users. So also, if you want to be a first user, just leave us a message or talk to us later.
Great. And Daniel, in the disability space, talk to me. I have a lot of contacts. I work with Special Olympics and a few different organizations. So maybe there's also a very nice niche that you could enter there as well. Okay.
Yeah. Where should I contact you?
I'll come to you on Remo. I'll come to you on Remo, right? Or find me on Remo immediately afterwards. All right.
So Daniel, one last question. Are we going to see you next month again? So to give us another update?
Of course, 3 times in a row is always the best, right?
I love it.
I'm going to see you guys again, so I kind of need to come back.
Yeah. I love people that are coming back because you see the progress and you can,
I think Thomas was also there last week or last month. So
yeah,
good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Daniel. Ciao. All
right, guys. Hey, so I just gonna start, right?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll get off.
All right. So, hi, I'm Thomas. I'm the co-founder of Norwell, and we are your innovative rehabilitation partner. Throughout the last years, I experienced that a lot of my friends suffered from knee injuries. And one evening I sat together with a friend of mine who recently had a knee injury, and it was actually his third one. So he told me that rehabilitation is a big pain, and he said it's so hard to find the motivation to do his exercises, even though it takes only 10 minutes per day to do them. So we said that night, hey, let's fix this. So we founded Norwell. And now Norwell is a 24/7 personal rehab assistant. It just like Freeletics, it offers you the right exercise at the right time and gives you feedback on your progress. Our goal is to make your rehab more fun and reduce the risk of a second injury. So if you suffered from a knee injury or you know someone, please check out your website. My colleague gonna share the link in the chat and leave your contact details, and we can't wait to talk to you. So I hope to see you later in the networking session.
All right, great, Thomas. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Nice. Thank you.
And you shared your link. You were very active with your link sharing. Awesome.
I love that. That's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, Magnus just shared it. So.
Jerome in the house. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas. See you later.
Oh my God, Jerome, is it your basement? Is it your basement?
My man cave. My very own little makerspace.
You pimped it. You pimped it a lot.
It's constantly evolving. I live here at night, but not during the day, and that's what I'm going to tell you about.
It's a prototype.
How? I didn't even know that you have Wi-Fi down there in the basement. That's awesome. I love it.
I've got my own Wi-Fi router and LTE system down here. I even have wireless sound systems all over the cave.
I fucking love it.
Amazing.
Visit us, but well, Corona, right?
Yeah. Nice, man. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. Job is here's where a lot of prototypes happen, but I've been also building a new startup, which I would love to share with you. For those that don't know, I was also part of Unternehmertum for a long time, and Philip Snyder actually got me on board 4 years ago, and it was a hell of a time. But now
he's crazy. I love him. Jerome, I kind of miss you actually. Like
just kind of, not fully, just kind of. You know?
No, I miss you.
Me too. Me too. Let's do something again. But I'm a great fan, and as you said that just before, always come back to Hack and Talk. This is a big family, a constantly growing family, and you never know who you're going to meet again. And every time, if digital or personal, it's always awesome. So just come back and pitch again. Pitch your pivots, pitch where you are, pitch what you need. So today...
Hey, Jerome, you get an extra minute if you pitch us your workspace afterwards. Just show us around a little bit about your workspace.
All right, gotta do that. Okay, fair enough.
All right, 1 minute.
1 minute.
Okay?
I share my screen.
Ready?
Because I have something beautiful to share with you, and it is our one-pager here. So, welcome to my new startup. It's called Smart Lab Architects, and our mission is to build, digitalize, and automate all of the laboratories out there. As a scientist, you have many, many different problems all day long. How to write DNA, what is that protein doing, and so on. And as a startup, they all found the perfect solution to that particular solution. So the core hypothesis of my startup is to bring startups together with researchers to solve all their problems and get many new users to all of the lab startups out there. There's a couple of other users that we're going to make happy with the lab browser, but in 1 minute, I would just invite you to download our product. We've built that in only 1 week, so bear with us, but I'm actually quite happy. You get it at get.labbrowser.com, and this is your interface. With this tool, you will soon be able to control anything that's happening in your laboratory. You can take notes, you can run machinery, you can control everything. Even from home, you can make sure that your laboratory is still up and running and doing what you want. To make that happen, I've partnered with many, many startups. Here's just 5 of them that I've been working with since the first moment, but also big corporates like Waldner, my favorite lab construction company, some big architects called Carpers, and hopefully a big chain that runs many, many laboratories all over the world will join our partnership to make these digital laboratories happen. And well, where else would I be looking for more people to join my mission? Right now, we are 3 co-founders, and we're always looking for more full-stack developers, API gurus, because connecting all these dots is one of the key missions. And automation enthusiasts. It might actually happen that we soon get some Franca robots, and we need more lab nerds. So if you have worked in a laboratory, if you're excited about that world, write me. So we're open for co-founders, first employees, and working students. Let us know and talk to me later on the at the table, or write me at jerome@sla.partners. So yeah, thank you. And I skip that again because you want to see something, right?
Yeah, that would be epic.
Let me see how I can show you around. Up. So this is my workbench. I actually cleaned it just a bit. Right now I'm upgrading my kitchen furniture. Got some lights here because in the middle of the night you always need to have some proper working time, some electricity, some drilling and milling. Back here is my equipment stuff. And what else can I show you? What?
Were you makerspace, Jerome?
This is my.
He was in my team. Jerome was a co-founder of Unternehmertum X. I love that one.
So that's the mass machine. This is here some bicycle I'm currently working on, and let me show you my latest baby. As we are one big,
Okay, he's kind of broken off sometimes.
He's gone.
But you know what, Alan? He was Jerome was building the set for the Netflix series Biohackers.
That's where I know him from. He's been posting all the time about it. I started watching it because of him.
And have you actually seen? I have some screenshots of that, but there is like the Unternehmertum X sign in some of the biohacker scenes.
Yeah.
So Jerome, how much did Freiburg pay to get biohackers to be based in Freiburg?
Yeah, actually, biohackers, if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to provide you with some stuff. We are actually soon building, most likely in December or January, our next film studio laboratory. So I'm looking forward to people who want to join on that mission. But this time, it's not a Netflix lab, but it's a working lab that the people from my partners will actually use to demo their products. So that's going to be a functional lab. So I'm happy to invite everybody who's interested in some crazy tech mission to join. And sorry for the interruption with the internet, because actually my Wi-Fi to go is this little box here. I just learned it doesn't go into the party cellar. So, ouch. Cool. For now, my friend.
Let's connect in the network to have a little chat with you. Cool.
Thank you very much.
See you later. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Oh
Next,
my God.
a familiar face.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Okay, hi. So my name is Max. I'm working on a project called Portal, and this is a private and personal B2C cloud computer. The vision of Portal is that you can have all your data and all your applications inside this cloud computer, and it's only yours. It's only accessible for you, but it's accessible from everywhere and from any device. So you basically eliminate the context switches that you have between devices. It always looks the same on every device. Of course, you also have the benefit, the cloud benefits, that it's a cloud computer, like it being always on and being managed for the user. And so the grand vision is that this can, over time, replace the current apps and the services that people use with apps that run on the portal, similar to how when smartphones became popular, they replaced all kinds of gadgets that we were carrying around with us. The obvious usability benefit is, of course, that you have a single experience everywhere, right? But also stuff like that it could kill the need for passwords. But much more important is actually the social benefits, because this gives data ownership to the user. And that might just be a way to starve this internet business model of surveillance and manipulation that is so very damaging, which I think we can all agree on and see in particular these days. So I'm a backend developer, and I am looking for front-end and mobile developers. I'm also looking for business and marketing people. Yeah, there's also a website, getportal.org. I'll put that in the chat. And there's a little more information and also a video. I think it violates all the tips that what was her name? Irina? That she talked about earlier. But anyway, I mean, there's much more information, and really 1 minute is not enough to to get all the implications across. So I invite you to look at getportal.org.
Great, Max. And don't worry about violating the tips. At least you made content. It's the most important thing.
Right.
Experience is key, right? Great.
Exactly.
Super, Max. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. Good, good. Okay. You ready to rock?
Perfect. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So let's, again, talk about drones, but not about today's drones, actually. Let's instead think of swarms of drones flying through unreachable places in the chopped down Amazon rainforest to plant millions of trees. Or let's imagine drones carrying medical goods to remote villages in sub-Saharan Africa at a large scale. Or let's dream of us boarding a drone to visit our families and knowing that we travel with 0 carbon emission. Impossible? Yes, but only by today's standards. We're Halevio, I'm Nicholas, and we're working on a new type of drone to connect the world. And instead of batteries, we use hydrogen to fly three times the range, but emit nothing but water. How can you support us? Besides building our first prototype, we're talking to as many partners and potential customers that we can find, and we want to talk with you. So hit us up on LinkedIn. I think we're posting the link right now into the chat. Visit our brand new website, we're currently working on it, it's highlevio.com, and catch up with us later tonight and help us connect to the world. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much, Nicholas. Whenever you said swarm of drones, I just thought of that episode with the bees from, what is it called? Broken Mirror? Glass Mirror? Broken Mirror. Can't remember the name of the TV show. Black Mirror. Sorry. Do you remember that episode where there was like swarms of bees? They're all like mini little drones. I know this has nothing to do with your product or service.
That will be kind of the vision to like really do implementation at a large scale. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nice. Thanks very much, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So who have we got next?
Cephas.
Cephas. I was going to say Cephas. I wanted to make sure I could say your name.
No worry.
That's exactly what I was going to say. All right, Cephas. The floor is yours, okay? Best of luck.
Thanks. Pleasure, everyone. Nice to meet you. Cephas Nandi is my name. Grew up in Paderborn. Lived the last 2 years in Copenhagen. Just moved recently to Berlin. Gained work experience in venture capital design thinking and product management. Just to give you some information about myself, what I'm currently building on is Revelese. Revelese is the place to become inspired. So what problem does it solve? I don't know, maybe some of you guys recently watched the conference from Project Ada, knowledge conferences, and there were so many panels happen at the same time. What's happened the next day afterwards? You have access to it. Unfortunately not. Only 5 to 10% of the conferences you're able to get access after the event. So I want to create a place where everyone can get inspired afterwards. Revelese is a digital platform, on-demand platform, which provides users unlimited access to conferences and allows them to watch them whenever, wherever they want for a friction of the price. So we'd love to share the screen, but what does it mean? Revelese is getting the content from the conferences, providing a platform, amazing user experiences. Users paying subscription, and short of the amount of the money is returning back to the conferences, which allows them to get additional monetization stream, but also the tools to provide the content afterwards, which is currently limiting them after insights after conducting 20 interviews with them. Currently started the project last month, and I'm looking for a co-founder, especially regarding CFO, CTO, and happy to talk about that afterwards. There's still more time left.
We're just about up. Sorry, Cephas.
Perfect. No worries.
Well, thanks very much. The idea is pretty cool. I think there's a lot of missed opportunities of all this content that's getting generated at conferences that just dies, right? I think it'd be interesting to have a subscription model for a service like that for me as an individual to like hop into different conferences. Nice.
Exactly. Yeah. One key insight regarding conducting interviews, the main reason why the content are not out there because the conferences don't have the tools to do it or don't have the resources in place to do it. So
they barely have the pitch decks, right? Never mind the video.
Exactly. So
yeah,
perfect. Thank you very much.
Cool, man. Look forward to talking to you later. Thanks very much. Cool.
Bye.
Artem, welcome.
Hey, Alan.
How easy is your food? Very easy.
Very easy.
But not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Cool, Artem. I'm going to give you the floor. You have your 1 minute, okay? Best of luck.
Hey there. Imagine a world where you can grab your food with zero-time waiting. How often you're waiting for a waiter to pick up your online order? How often your food was cold when you picked it up? How much time you spent staying in a queue to get your street food? The solution is a box that is located near or in the restaurant that serves as a pickup station. Flow is you pre-order your food via an app, cook places your order in a box, then you come over, scans your QR code, and the cell with your order opens. So by that, you have no cashier, and that means huge savings for a restaurant. Box is isolated, so that means food stays warm, and also zero-time waiting to get your food. You can test our system at Cafe Herr Lichtenberg at Unternehmertum during the next weeks. We will set it up during next week. And also, if you're into business or into food industry, you can contact us. We are searching co-founders in this field currently. Thank you.
Artem, thanks very much. Cool. Great to hear your idea again. Did you have a chance to get a first customer, like as a pilot yet?
Exactly, yeah. So our Cafe Herr Lichtenberg at Unternehmertum.
Oh, wow.
They agreed to test with us.
Awesome.
So
I was there like last Monday. I can't believe it during Corona times. Like Aachen is still super busy. The line was like all the way to Makerspace. It was crazy.
You can test our system and be.
That's the only excuse I'm going to use now to go back to Unternehmertum in Aachen.
Yeah. So,
Artem, share the link because I'm going to use it as well.
So we currently do not have a link for. We don't have any website currently.
But your LinkedIn is in the Google Sheets, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Just share it again, just so people have it. But I checked you out on LinkedIn. Connected.
Sure.
Nice, Artem. Thanks very much.
Can I use it on Monday? Could I use it on Monday?
So the thing is, we probably will install it during next week because we currently have to. We have just today got an agreement from Cafe Herr Lichtenberg. And yeah, thanks.
Nice.
So we will now build the box in Makerspace, and then hopefully, like if everything goes well, next week.
And Artem, there's something very important you have to do. Right, you have to place it right next to the Hyperloop, right? Because you worked in the Hyperloop as well. You have to put it next to the pod, right in front of the Lichtenberg. Then you have your easy food box, and you have your Hyperloop, and then you in the middle. You know, like I built it. Awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Good promo. Good.
I love it, man. Really good.
Bye.
All right. All right, Christopher, you're ready to go. Fully prepared. I'm ready to go. Yeah. Awesome. The volume is a little bit low. There might be an issue with the microphone. Maybe just say a few more words. Can you hear me now? And it's very low, unfortunately. I can hear you. It's just super low. You might have to do full face if you move like super close to the computer, perhaps. Do you want us to skip to the next person and we put you last if you want to test out a few things with the audio? What do you think? Yeah? Okay, super. Thanks very much, Christopher. Just have a look at that. No problem at all. Let's skip ahead to the next person. So who is next? Shyam from Dine Track.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Shyam. Did I say your name correctly?
Yeah, it's a sham. Yeah.
Shim, sorry, apologies. Okay, super.
No problem.
And Dine Track is the name, right?
Yes, exactly. So should I start?
Yeah, are you ready to rock? You ready to rock? Ready to go?
Thank you. So the idea is based on a computer vision application. It's actually application that provides solution to dynamic tracking of our environments. Like currently, we can use CCTV footages or footages from drones for several purposes, but we are not doing it efficiently. So the solution is that it can track each and every object from the videos, and it can extract the features, the important features from the objects, and based on the features, analyzing it, it can detect the environment or the activities of the objects that can solve many problems for the security, solve many problems for the navigation, many problems for smart cities, and these things. So it's actually, there are lots of companies right now kind of solution, but they do that partially. In DinTrack, it is the plan is to bring everything within one roof. That means that detecting the object, the extracting features from it, analyzing the features, and running the AI application to get whether the feature, whether there's some abnormalities on the environment activities or not. So yeah, actually that is the idea. And currently, I'm looking for some co-founders who can help me with some data science things, some programming things, or at least some management kind of knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, Shem, thanks very much. Awesome. What is the specific market you're going to address? Because I think there's a lot of different markets that you could address, right? Maybe you said it in the pitch, but what is your starting point?
My market, the market I'm targeting about any kind of like navigation companies, any kind of security companies, or for example, one solution can be like in a traffic signals, there can be some blockades by some accidents, so it can detect there are some accidents, and it can inform the controls there's some blockade, so the control can take the further action for that. And also like it can detect some cracks on the bridges, or like it can detect everything, and with some extracting some features that we already provided using some machine learning tools.
Yep.
And yeah, in this way it can yeah.
Super. Thanks very much. Really, thanks for your presentation and for the explanation there.
Thank you very much.
It's really thanks very much. Just make sure to share your link then in the chat so everyone can connect with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, Peter.
Hi. Maybe as an advice for everybody who's pitching, ideally you have something to show us, like for example, Jerome, who was missing. I thought the one pager was really cool, but I would have wished that he would have one or two more slides on what the lab architect UX actually looks like.
Key visual.
Yeah, like just some screenshots, because he already developed it, right? So he has a screen. So, or Artem, he could have showed us like a CAD sketch of what the box looks like, or because I believe in prototypes. You always have to show me. Don't tell me, show me. So that's maybe good advice for everybody else who's coming next. Is like if you have a photo, if you have anything that makes it more tangible and real, and you can show us that it, what it looks like, that would be great. Peter, do you have something like this?
Yeah, I just have.
Peter's already prepared.
I have a PDF, but nothing else yet.
Okay, that's cool.
Already, it's good. Thanks,
Do you
Peter.
have a prototype already, Peter?
No, I'm just pitching myself today.
Nice.
Yeah, I realized that it's quite lonely and boring to try out ideas by yourself. I mean, you can, but it's much
Came to the
faster.
right place.
Peter, I love that. Peter, I love that. More people should pitch themselves, because great stuff.
Yeah. So okay, thanks. So I'm looking for. So I'm Peter, and I'm looking for a few co-founders to try out and come up with startup ideas. And I would like to have somebody technical also, but it doesn't matter right now. So, or I would also like to join an already created founding team. So if you already have some idea what you're working on, I would also like to join. So my experience is that I did a master in molecular biotechnology, and during universities I started an e-commerce company, which is still going well. And in the last 2 years, I did a lot of smaller startup deep learning projects. So that's also where my skills come from. It's mostly strategy and product, and also deep learning. So if you're interested in joining up with me, please either come to a table or send me an email to the email address that I showing you on screen. Yeah. So thanks.
Great, Peter. Thanks very much. And what do you really love to do? What gets you what are you super passionate about? Like what type of projects, or what do you like to build or create? Or
yeah, I really like all the new deep learning applications. So a lot of progress in artificial intelligence, and I think there's so many opportunities where you can use it. Yeah, so that's what I'm really excited about.
Cool. Thanks very much, Peter. That gives people a lot more understanding to get to know you a little bit as well. But
You're right, yeah.
People were actually asking if you have a LinkedIn, or maybe you have GitHub or something like that.
I have a LinkedIn on the.
Yeah, I think he's going to share it now. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
More people should pitch themselves. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. All right, Michael, ready to rock?
Yep, good to go.
All right, cool. Best of luck.
Hey guys, I'm Michael. I'm a TUM student. I'm here to pitch my startup, Drone Solutions. It's a bit of a technical startup, so if I don't make too much sense, please let me know. I got to improve this. So the basic concept is I want to make 3D multiple view video reconstruction accessible to companies. And the main struggle with that at the moment is you have this really complex rig that you can see on the left here. That's just really hard. You can't move it around, and it takes a lot to set up. I want to replace this with drones. My expected market is virtual reality environments where we can basically make real simulations of real moving things for training, education, and gaming, as well as sports science. So to get data on both the athletes and their equipment for sports scientists to then further develop with, or even potentially use some neural networks to analyze the data even more. Currently, I'm looking for co-founders. I could really use some help on the business end of things. My background's more engineering. I'm a BevL student at the moment, but still not my strong suit yet. Looking on improving that. And we're always after technical people. If Slam, Multiview, ROS, Docker mean anything to you, please get in touch. Love to hear from you. And if anyone has any feedback, love to hear it, or any support options from Unternehmertum would be great. Thanks, guys.
Nice one, Michael. Are you from Australia by any chance?
Yeah, that's right.
I love it.
You got it.
Cool, man. I really love your vision. So, are you studying it now, or?
Yeah. I'm a BevL student at TUM. I was doing a thesis in 3D reconstruction in Australia, but given like the past years in events, I'm now stranded in Munich and totally changing course.
Cool. All right, maybe that's for the maybe that's good. Maybe that's a fatal.
Yeah, definitely hope so.
Maybe that's good. Good stuff. Have you what have you tried so far? Have you tried any programs or any?
No, I only just like signed up in Munich. I would love to do I think it's the Explore program with you guys or any others. If you have any heads up for a program, would love to join. But I think I'm too late until next year, so I'm just trying to get a prototype of this up and running.
We have a few other programs that might be useful for you. Just pop to our table afterwards. I studied sports science as well. That's my background. So I'd be interested to know more about what the application area might be there. So just find me or Lisa and we can tell you a little bit about Explore.
Okay, thanks, Alan. That would be perfect.
Cool. Great, Michael.
Right, ciao, guys.
Maybe check out CDTM. Check out CDTM or Manage More.
I have to be almost finished with my studies to do any of that. I'm like first semester student.
No, first semester bachelor or
Bachelor.
master? Oh, no way. Okay, I thought you were. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry about it. That got
for you, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Cool. I love your spirit. Great stuff.
Thanks,
man.
guys. Catch up.
Thanks. Okay, Matthias, ready to rock.
Hello?
Hey,
You ready?
you're live.
Hi.
Great, and you're sharing your screen. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to jump off and then we'll give you the floor. All right?
All right.
Cool. Best of luck.
Okay, can you see me? Okay, I will just start, I think so. We are searching for support. Whom of you wants to make some new experiences and connect with enthusiastic people? Whom of you wants to earn some money by sharing what you love? Use your passion to power your growth. That's our slogan. My name is Matthias. I'm part of Entast. That's a digital platform for sharing and learning. In Entost, people can share what they're good at and address a broad and enthusiastic audience. Offer something for free or gain money with it. Our vision is to spread a global lifestyle to inspire people to become the decision maker of their own experiences. So follow us on social media. We are searching for a front-end developer, a designer, and a marketing specialist to support our idea. So just contact us. We're looking forward to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Nice. It looks like you already have a prototype or an app, or was it a mock-up?
We're already online.
Nice.
And your personal branding is strong. Your company branding, you have an Instagram and everything you shared. It's cool.
Show us.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Great. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll chat and connect with you up on the networking later. All right. Thanks very much. Great. So who's up next? We already have Johannes. Hey. Great. Okay. Ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to share any screens or just talk?
Yeah, just talk.
Okay. Cool. Best of luck.
All right. Okay. So when coding students encounter outdated information, they will solve the problem once. If they encounter it twice, they will be frustrated, and by the third time, they will be looking for a new tutorial. This usually means that the teachers have to put in a lot of effort into maintaining their courses, and the students being frustrated all the time. At MOOC Tech, our mission is to solve this problem by giving the students the opportunity to contribute to the curriculum as they go. On our collaborative coding platform, the users will be able to edit and improve the existing content similarly to Wikipedia. So basically, we want to revolutionize the way online tutorials are taught in some sort. So if you're interested, don't hesitate to contact me after the pitches in the networking round. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks very much. So it's kind of like a community approach to education, right? In a way that people can help to update content and keep learning relevant, right?
Yeah, well, the main idea is that if you stumble upon a problem and you sit behind your desktop and solve it, after that you just say, okay, oh well, I'm gonna go on, and every future student is gonna run into the same problem. So we see there is a lot of time which could be spared, solving this problem.
Cool. So it's more about knowledge sharing for problem solving, right? It's cool.
Yeah. Well.
How is it different from Stack Overflow?
Well, Stack Overflow is basically just questions and answers, and it's not really for beginners, really. I mean, of course, you can go to Stack Overflow, but I feel it's really much more of well, you have to get a lot of insight into how to do, well, you know what I'm saying, and it's supposed to be designed as a tutorial website. So Stack Overflow is exclusively a Q&A kind of website. So yeah.
Nice. Do you have a link for us? Do you have something like prototype already?
We kind of. So we started building a website to test our hypothesis of how to bring how to bring users to interact and to contribute. So we thought of what would change rapidly and would need user interaction, and that at the time we are building a platform for COVID-19 rules here in Germany. So I can share that link. It's not that it's not fully it's not ready, but still I can share that link.
I'm looking forward to next month when you, Johannes, present the next iteration and next version. All right?
I will. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Great, Johannes.
Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Abir, ready to rock?
Hello. Yeah. So today I will be presenting Grace Agriculture, and that's like our startup. And as it says, farmers feed people, and we help farmers. And so who we are? So we are trying to create sustainable technological practices for precision agriculture, basically. And our mission is like giving robotics and AI to the farmers so that they can use it for precision agriculture. So some of the major problems that we found by talking with farmers are like loss of yield. This is because they cannot see the stress zones when the crops are growing, which is really bad, as they have a lot of losses there. And then the second major problem is the lack of labor. This problem exists throughout the globe, like not only in Germany, but neighboring countries, even developing countries. And the last one is the resource management. So some farmers tend to not use pesticides and fertilizers in particular areas, and they tend to use it throughout the field, and which not only results in loss of vegetation, but also it has other climatic problems like contamination of the soil water. So what we tend to do is we are trying to develop an autonomous surveying system using drones or a robotic system. At the moment, we are focused on drones, but later on, depending on the complications that we find, we might switch to a more robotic solution, like a rover or something. But what we are trying to do is make a survey, present it to the farmer so that they can detect weeds or pests early, and also help to determine the stress zones so that they use fertilizers and pesticides as minimum as possible, which reduces both contamination, pollution, and also increases their profit. We have already run some simulations, like if you see in the bottom of the pictures, there's some simulations which we ran on computer. And also we have drones. I have been making some custom drones, which I can show later on after the presentation. And what we are trying to do is make this whole system autonomous. And yeah, we will start from potatoes and sugar beet farms, and then move on to other farms. And what we are looking is for a person who can help us network with local farmers, and also have her ideas that we can use, and also his feedback, so that we can make the system better. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's a super interesting area for digitization around farming. I think there's a lot of technology, but it's the difficulty with the remote nature of where the farmers are located, and the connectivity between those devices pose some challenges, but also a lot of opportunities. So I think your idea is pretty cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I think actually Expreneurs has a track for agriculture, right?
I'm not sure, but let me check it. And Abir, please contact me and connect with me during the networking. I can check for you and find out.
Thank you.
Cool.
Abir, maybe can I ask you one question? What's your current biggest challenge?
The current biggest challenge is the battery of the drones. You can only run 25 minutes. So I can just show you the drone that I made. So this is the drone that I made and tested, and it works for 20 minutes, and then it just falls down. He's it can't even land, it just crashes. And this is the problem that we are trying to solve in a farm, which is we found some simulations which we did. We found that we can run this for 3 hectares without any problem. But when we use the camera, it becomes more less. So this is the problem that we are trying to solve, and we have a solution for it. And we are searching for investors at the moment, and also applying for exits. So yeah.
Perfect. Good stuff, man. Looking forward to hear more from you next month or soon in the TOOM incubator. Good stuff. Otto.
Hi, Philip.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How is your podcast?
Currently on hold, I have to admit. I'm frank with that. Focusing on my own startup ideas back again.
But yeah, I bet you're curious to find out what I've been doing the last month.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right.
All right, and
Super
since you love demos, I'll decided to go to a demo instead of a pitch. So
nice. Cool, Otto. I'm looking forward.
Nice. Good stuff, Otto.
All right, I'll share my screen. All right, my name is Otto, and yeah, I'm building Germany's leading lead engine, with which you can find B2B leads more easily. So this is our current prototype on Tendex.net. And yeah, say you want to search, for example, for people who are in the field of sales or marketing. Just type it into the filter on the left. You can see we have like plenty of smart filters here. And let's add like an industry. We have also like here smart type hint in, and say we want to have the automotive industry, so automobile in German, and go for search. And with that, we have now like immediate results like from that particular filters. You can have like more detailed information on those persons, and when you're logged in like I am right now, you can like save those leads to your personalized address book. And with that, within that, you can like immediately see like personal contact information, all of those leads, like their LinkedIn contact, phone numbers, and like email address. And it's also connected to HubSpot. So with just a button pressed, you can export your contacts to your HubSpot and like use them there for like for sales pipelines and for further contacts or sequence options. Yeah, the market for B2B leads is huge. We're still at the beginning. This is the current prototype, and our vision is to build Germany's leading sales engine, which has like some more automation features. And right now we are looking for competence in the fields of IT and in the fields of sales. And if you would like to test our software, come and talk to me after the session. And we have some voucher codes for you to check it out with a discount.
Nice. A free giveaway is always good.
Yeah, try it. I dare you.
Great. Thanks very much. Just remember to share your link just immediately afterwards in the chat. Yeah.
Yes, I think I already shared it for me. Thank you.
Nice. I see it there.
Can I ask you one question? So
yes.
You worked at Picos Capital, right? So you worked at a
exactly.
VC firm. And how did you decide on this idea?
Yeah, that's a good question actually, because the last internship was like the decision maker, or that's where I found out about that problem, because I was working for a venture in the field of B2B sales, and my task was to set up a sales pipeline. And when I came there, we were doing, or the task for like the interns was to do cold calls, and this was like not working at all. And after I left, like to summarize it, we had 600K figures of like revenue in our HubSpot sales pipeline, and we did this with like a variety of tools. But what I found out is that most of those tools are for the American market, but there's nothing particular for the German market. And so Tendex kind of goes into that niche, and our aim is to build like the perfect sales pipeline for B2B businesses, especially for Germany.
Interesting market. I love it. Really cool.
To Martin Giese from Expreneurs. He's writing his second book on B2B sales. So I'm sure there will be some interesting insights there.
Most definitely.
Build your personal brand. Build your personal brand. Write a book with him.
Well, what is his name again? Or maybe you can talk about it.
I'll post his LinkedIn and also the Expreneurs, where he leads the organization, the incubator. All right.
Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you.
Otto, will we see you again next week, next month?
It's gone. You won't see him again today. I'm trying.
Hey, Alan, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, much better, Christopher. Awesome. Great to have you back.
Perfect. Solved all the IT issues.
No worries. These things happen, right?
No, I know, especially in the home office. So let me get started straight away. So our journey started when we realized that after having bad or no breakfast or bad food in general, we felt a bit soggy and a bit tired afterwards. So we looked into this problem a lot more, and we realized that healthy food is much more important than exercise for your well-being and how you feel. But healthy food is not always accessible. It's either not available, it's very expensive, or what is healthy food in general. So in order to combat this problem, we wanted to create a prototype or a solution, and that solution was an autonomous kitchen. Fortunately, I can't walk you through the prototype today due to time constraints, but I'll walk you through the general idea. We've got like fresh ingredients in big containers, directly sourced from farmers, so it's none like refurbished stuff or anything in there. We can spend a lot more money on our ingredients because we spend less money on that. Just, you know, makes us give you a better bowl experience in the end. We're cooking this stuff and then we're dishing it up in a nice way, but because we can like weigh everything down to grams, we can customize it exactly to your nutritional needs. So that's the general concept. What we're doing and what we're looking for and what's our way forward. So we're looking for robotic support. We're a team of 4 at the moment. We're looking for anyone who can get their hands on the prototype who's interested in working with us. Mechatronics, robotics, IoT wizards, whatever you want to call yourself. We're also looking for feedback. So if you've got some good ideas or want to like let us know what your pain is, exactly what you would appreciate, come back to us, just drop by a table. And our way forward is